It's your girl Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to an all new video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats in music of this week. So of course, you know, you got to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, and I'm gonna keep doing this the whole video, just FYI. But the first beat of this week was literally the best. When I tell you the best news to happen this week, and I cannot wait for next week, May 14th, and I am talking about J. Cole. He announced that his 6th studio album, The Off Season, will be dropping, and I am extremely excited. I think I expressed to y'all that J. Cole is definitely one of my favorite rappers, without a doubt, for sure. Like no doubt about it. Like J. Cole, he really that nigga when it comes to this rap game. And what I love about him, he's just so quiet, he's so discreet. He drop and then he go away. Granted, I would love to see more J. Cole, but it's just like his whole persona, the way he just kind of runs things when it comes to his, you know, his career, especially now. He's not as visible now as he was at the beginning of his career, for sure. But needless to say, he has a new album dropping next week. I'm letting y'all know right now. I know I've been going for a month, but y'all gonna see me again next week because I definitely have to talk about J. Cole's album. Like, I'm so excited. So earlier this week, I think it was like on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, he, you know, just came onto social media. And, you know, he's not a social media type of person neither. So, you know, when he, you know, comes to social media, is every once in a blue moon, he's just dropping something, he drops it, and then he goes about his business or whatever. So, yeah, but he pretty much just went on social media and announced that his 6th studio album, The Off Season, is dropping. And we don't have a track listing or none of that. But however, he did drop the interlude today, this past Friday. He said something about how he was just thinking about, you know, just dropping the whole album as a total. I think my windscreen for my mic just fell off. But he was just going to drop the whole album as like a total on the 14th, but he was just like, man, fuck it. And he just did like the whole interlude and stuff like that. And just the interlude alone, which was like 2 minutes and a couple of seconds, literally had like the whole Twitter going crazy. I think the main line that a lot of people stuck to in the interlude was he said something about Jesus died at 33 and so did Pimp C and Nipsey. So like just that bar alone like had everybody just like, I'm ready for May 14th. Like, what's up? Like, I'm ready for the album to drop. I love me some J. Cole. And like I said, we don't know the track list, we don't know if there's features, but we know J. Cole is one of those artists that go platinum without a feature. So 9 times out of 10, it might not be a feature, but I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited about it. It wasn't too long ago that we actually heard new music from J. Cole, because when he announced that, you know, his album was coming out and all this other stuff, I did the article about it, and it was just like, just last summer he had dropped the he dropped two singles. I think it was The Climb or something like that, and then Lion King on Ice, and I think that was supposed to be part of another project. According to Wikipedia, that project where those 2 singles were a part of, that's supposed to be dropping this year. I don't know, you know, sometimes Wikipedia could be off, but we're not even going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about the off season. So I'm excited about it. I absolutely love J. Cole. I think one thing that I was thinking about when he announced that he was finally dropping in his next album was, I love, aside from like J. Cole's music, I love the documentaries that he drops along with the projects. So his last full-length album that he did before the one that's about to come out next week, he did KOD. KOD dropped in 2018. I remember because I was at the Film Academy at the time, and I actually did a news package on KOD. But he dropped KOD, and I don't think he had a documentary with KOD, but, and I think it was like on Showtime if I'm not mistaken, or HBO. I think it was HBO. When he dropped the album before KOD was For Your Eyes Only, and he dropped a documentary for Your Eyes Only, and then before For Your Eyes Only was 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and he dropped the documentary with that. So I'm hoping that he drops, you know, like a documentary with this as well, because I really do enjoy watching like his creative process, and, you know, just kind of him talking about like what's going through his mind, like what inspired what song, what inspired what bar, whatever the case may be, and just kind of seeing him like as a person. Like I said, J. Cole, he's like really silent. He doesn't do the social media thing and stuff like that. So I enjoy when he drops these projects, and then he kind of like drops like these, documentaries to give like the kind of behind the scenes type of visuals to see what he was thinking, what he was going through at the time when he was recording the projects. So cross his fingers, there's some type of behind the scenes look of this upcoming project. I know I did a story. He did like an open, what is that? They call it like a, what do you call it? Like pretty much like an essay, long story short, OOP, I think that's what it's called or whatever. But I remember reading, and I remember doing an article about, he kind of talked about, and I think this was a part of like some sports website. I can't put my finger on it. I just know I read it, and I just know I did a story about it. But in that, like essay, he kind of talked about his love for both basketball and music and stuff like that. If you know, he went to St. John's here in New York City, and he talked about how he was close to making it. I think he actually close to making a basketball team, or was going to do the basketball team and stuff like that, but he kind of felt like he had to choose between basketball or music or stuff, like whatever the case may be. Obviously he chose music. He chose to chase his musical dreams, and he's an artist that we know and love today and stuff like that. But he just kind of gave like some type of insight into like his mind and stuff. So like on his downtime, or like when he's not like really dropping music, or when he has like writer's block and stuff, he kind of like toiled with the idea of trying to pursue like professional basketball again. And I know sometime last year the Detroit Pistons actually invited him to kind of like try out for the team and stuff like that. So I don't know, like I feel like there's like a mystery still to J. Cole, but I absolutely love it. Like I just love the way he moves. So yeah, he kind of talked about like I said, he talked about like writer's block and all this other stuff. I remember he said something about how he actually moved back to New York City. He moved back to the apartment that he lives in when he was here, when he was like, going through St. John's and all this other stuff. He kind of put himself in a predicament that he was back in the day to try to kind of get those, creative juices flowing and stuff like that for him to drop his next album. So I'm excited. I'm absolutely excited. I cannot wait till May 14th. I cannot wait to hear the album. I promise you, the minute that it drops, I'm going to have my AirPods in my ear. I'm going to be laid back, and I'm just going to listen word for word. And we're going to chat about it and all this other stuff. But if you're excited to hear J. Cole's new album, The Off Season, definitely comment below, because we definitely going to be talking about that come next week. But other than that, we're going to talk about my next beat of this week. And my next beat is about Pop Smoke. So there has been like some new details within the murder case, or the case behind his murder and stuff like that. There was actually another article of mine this past week. So the preliminary, like, excuse me if I like mispronounce words and stuff like that, because I'm trying to be a little bit more like legal savvy and stuff like that, but it's the preliminary, I think preliminary hearing or whatever. So pretty much, and I could talk about this in detail with ease, because like I said, I did the article and stuff like that. So obviously, you guys know he got killed last year, February 19th, 2020. I remember the day vividly when I woke up and I heard the news, and I was completely heartbroken. I don't know if it's a New York thing, a Brooklyn thing, but definitely it was a dark cloud over New York when he got killed. But yeah, so he got killed last year. Ultimately, there were four suspects that was taken in by authorities that was connected to his murder. Ultimately, and this is me getting into details about the new developments and stuff and everything that I covered in my article this week. But and it was New York Daily News. That was the original source of this story. But ultimately, out of the four men that are suspects within his murder case, literally 3 of them were considered minors at the time of the murder, and there was only one man that was considered a full-grown adult, and that man is Corey Walker, I believe his name is. And the preliminary, I know I'm saying it wrong, but the preliminary, I think it's preliminary, whatever. That word, if for all the legal folks out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. But that hearing was held this week. It was a 2-day hearing pretty much. And what that process is there's a whole bunch of testimonies that's going on to pretty much convince the judge that this suspect should face trial in this murder case, you know, and all this other stuff pretty much. So, with this 2-day process that was going on, a lot of detectives were giving testimonies and as far as like revealing like details about this murder case. So in these testimonies, there were a lot of things that, you know, were kind of like brought to light for the first time, and like more details and like more so like insight into his murder, as far as like the public goes and stuff. So one of the detectives like that took the stand, he, you know, kind of just pretty much detailed what happened the night of the fatal shooting. So some of the new details that we learned about the shooting this week is that the day or the night that happened, well, I guess like early morning, whatever, but the day that it happened, he was actually, we know that he was, I think in Beverly Hills. He was somewhere in Los Angeles. You know, he had this house that he was renting or whatever while he was out there, and he was actually in the shower at the time when the whole situation broke down. And they said that there was a woman that was there with him, and he was in the shower. These suspects, you know, the men that are accused of killing him, they actually came in the house from the 2nd story balcony. Based on like the details that I read, there was like a staircase from like one of the bedrooms that led to like the back near the pool area or whatever. So these suspects, they actually, I guess, came through the back of the house and actually came inside the house from the 2nd story balcony. And they were like kind of in the area, I guess, like just based on the details and stuff, like he was in the bathroom. There was kind of like a conjoining like bathroom or whatever the case may be. Long story short, they got in there. He came out the shower. They said that the girl that was there said that they put the gun to her head and said, you know, do you want to die, and all of this other stuff. And she said that she heard that they fired a shot, they shot him, and then they said that 2 of the suspects actually kicked him while he got shot. And then she said that he ran downstairs, she heard 2 more shots and stuff like that. She was telling his friend, I know he has like his best friend Mikey, or Mike D, I think his name is, or whatever. She was telling him to like call like the cops and stuff. She said that before that they left, that she believes that they stole like jewelry, like watches and stuff, or whatever the case may be. I mean, like just hearing like those details within itself, it was just kind of like, man, like that's fucked up. Like, and I always said, and I forgot who I was talking to, maybe Kamira, but I was just saying like, his death hit different here in New York. Y'all know me, I'm a Brooklyn girl, diehard New Yorker, and I remember last year just hearing the news, and I think I said this when I did the sip and chat, when I talked about like when his debut album like came out or whatever, because when that album came out last summer, I talked about it. But like I just said, like it was just kind of like a wave of like difference. Like I said, I kind of understood what LA went through when they lost Nipsey. Granted, him and Nipsey were not on the same level career wise and stuff, because you know he was still very much early on in his career and stuff. But just the sadness that it kind of just brought over the whole town is kind of how it felt here in New York, because like literally everybody that I kept on saying, they was like, it was just like at random moments you were like, damn, Pop Smoke is like really gone. And for us, and even still to this day, he was someone that we hear on a regular basis. Like if you listen to radio, I listen to the radio still. You hear like, you always just hear Pop Smoke. So it was just kind of like, I remember the first time getting in the car after he got killed, they was playing his music. They was already playing his music before he got killed. So like in your mind, like you're used to hearing, you know, these records and stuff on the radio. And then it was that moment of, damn, they really just killed him. Like it was just kind of like, and it was like a sense of sadness. Like it was like, so many people that I just kept on saying, like they was like, damn, they really killed Pop Smoke. So that's how it felt here. So I just kind of feel like definitely here in New York, definitely Brooklyn for sure. It just hit different. So just to hear those details and stuff like that, it was a sense of sadness, it was a sense of anger and stuff. But you know, I do what I gotta do to report the news and all of this other stuff. But yeah, I don't know exactly when we'll get to know when the one guy that was considered an adult, if he's going to face trial or not. So I guess we just have to wait to see that. As far as like the other 3 suspects who were technically considered minors at the time, they have, you know, still been charged with murder and robbery. But yeah, hopefully, I hope that, you know, justice is served within his case, because he did not deserve that. He did not deserve that, to only be 20 years old, to literally like been as big as he was, and only still to be at the beginning of his, like literally the start of his career. Is just like crazy. But I definitely feel like, especially here in New York, if anything, like the love is still there. Like I said, even like I said, when he died, he was already on the radio. We was already listening to his music, bumping his music. Like, it was not a day you didn't hear a Pop Smoke song. And even with it being past a year, because like I said, he got killed last February, so it's been more than a year, and still to this day he's still on the radio and stuff like that. And I also saw somewhere this past week that one of his managers, I know Steven Victor's one, so I didn't know he had more than one manager, but I saw that one of his managers said something about there was a new Pop Smoke album loading. So, like, I just want his legacy to be kept alive, because he did not deserve to go out the way he went out. But that was a lot. We're going to move on to my third beat of this week. And for my third beat of this week, I want to talk about Rolling Ray continuously coming at Coi Leray. So, like I said, I've been going for a month. So there's been like a lot going on. So Coi Leray, first and foremost, I think her single No More Parties actually just went platinum. So congratulations to her, because No More Parties is definitely a really huge record. I remember one of my coworkers had brought her up at first, and you know, they was talking about Coi Leray this, Coi Leray that. I'm like, who is that? Like, I really did not know who she is. Like I said in the past, I feel like I'm gonna get a little older, so I'm trying to keep up with like these new artists and stuff. So she kind of like let me know who she was, you know, let me know that I was Benzino's daughter and stuff. But her song No More Parties, like I said, TikTok is the platform if you want your music to pop, and you know, there's a challenge, you know, so that's how I actually heard No More Parties. And then, you know, the success from the No More Parties challenge, you know, transferred over to the song. You know, she did the remix with Dirk. I absolutely love the remix. And yeah, so the song is actually platinum. And the single that she released after No More Parties is Big Purr featuring Pooh Shiesty. And there's been like this whole back and forth thing with her and Rolling Ray. So, you know, Rolling Ray, he didn't create the word purr. Let's just get that straight. You know, if you want to credit anyone for purr, you got to credit cats, you know, because cats purr. But, you know, he was just known for using the phrase purr, you know, the way he talks, and like that was just like his thing, you know. Needless to say, he cannot have ownership over the term purr. So she had this, or she has this song called Big Purr, and he's literally been trolling and agonizing her ever since, to the point that he created his own, you know, version, or his own song Big Purr, which is like somewhat like a diss track towards her and stuff or whatever. So last week she actually dropped the music video to Big Purr with her and Pooh Shiesty. And this week Rolling Ray actually put out a casting call. He's like casting people, because now he's gonna do his music video for his version of Big Purr. And yeah, he even was casting for someone to play Coi, and you know, was calling her E. coli. And it's just like, I just wanted to end, like, I really just kind of feel like there's no need for it. Like, I understand him with saying, you know, purr was his thing, but in the fact of the matter is, he does not own the term. He does not own the word purr, you know? And I feel like Coi, she's definitely handling the situation in a very mature type of, you know, way. Because like, even when he brought it up, she kind of showed receipts and talked about, you know, this is when I started using it, and it's actually purr, like it's purr, but she's pronouncing it purr, like with a D. Long story short, so yeah, and he's just not letting up. And but she's been like handling it maturely and stuff like that. She was like, I'm just gonna pray for him, you know, because I don't want to be miserable and this and that. So hopefully there's an end to this, because I mean, honestly, it's not necessary. And granted, I saw that she actually just released a new record. I can't tell you the name right now because I didn't write it down, but she did release a new record. So it's like, she's just, you know, dropping a record. She did, you know, No More Parties is platinum now. Big Purr, she just dropped the music video, and you know, she's just doing what artists do, and you know, just moving moving on to the next record and the next record. So I would advise for Rolling Ray to get off the whole purr situation, because it seems like she's kind of like moving on and no longer, you know, stuck within that single. She's just, you know, doing that. So now for him is the next single. Granted, he has released music prior to like his whole big purr situation. So yeah, definitely comment below and let me know your thoughts on the whole Rolling Ray coming for, you know, Coi Leray with the whole purr situation. Your thoughts on that. I'm standing with, I understand, you know, he became known for using the word, but granted, he don't own it. He can't own it. He can't monetize off of it. Like, it's just like, you know, yeah. But anyway, other than that, we are going to move on to my fourth beat of this week. And I have to talk about MoneyBagg Yo. So MoneyBagg Yo, he out here pressing Music Choice. And honestly, I woke up and I laughed at it. But he out here pressing music actually, because the way he says it with his, you know, his accent, he says it MURSIC. So music, I don't know if I can properly say it, but he was out here pressing Music Choice because he was watching Music Choice in his song Time Today, which is actually my song. I don't like niggas, I don't like bitches, I don't trust nobody. Okay, his album is actually really dope, so shout out to him for that. But yeah, so he was actually watching Music Choice and his song was on there. And if you ever had Music Choice on like your cable and you watch it and stuff like that, Music Choice, while they're playing the song of the artist, they like to put facts about the artist or whatever like on the side of the screen while the music is playing. So one of the facts that they put up about him was like his full government name, and he was like,
y'all like police as hell, man. The fuck wrong with y'all? Music Choice, get this shit right. Appreciate the love, but damn, talking about, did y'all know his real name was y'all plucking that?
He was serious, but in a joking type of way, I kind of feel, where he was just kind of like, you know, y'all out here, you know, being the cops and feds or whatever the case may be, telling my whole government name, woo, 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 or, you know, whatever. And, you know, people had their thoughts about it. My thing about it is you could literally Google MoneyBagg Yo's real name. Google gonna tell you it. So, and I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, whoever types the facts for Music Choice, they probably Googled his real name and put it in their facts or whatever. But long story short, Music Choice, that actually hit him up and told him, like, you know, hey, we removed that fact and all this other stuff. And I'm like, why this boy out here, or why is this grown man out here pressing Music Choice? Granted, he said he was grateful for the love and the support and all of this other stuff that was showing him. But I'm sure he know, just like the rest of us know, we don't need Music Choice to figure out what his real name is. We have Google.com. So I'm gonna need him to chill out. But other than that, I definitely think you guys should check out his album. I know my last video that I did, which was like back in March, I know it was a whole month, but I did talk about the record that he did with Future and stuff like that, which I still think, you know, is a toxic but very romantic song. I stand by what I said the last time. But aside from that, Time Today, I know I talked about Time Today when the music video came out, but he has a new project out and I think it's like doing very well. Like the album went #1 and stuff like that. Actually, one of my coworkers, she was telling me how good it was, so I had to take a listen for myself. And you know, I like that trap music, I love that thug music, you know, whoop, 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 whoop. As much as I love the R&B, I love to get turned up and, you know, act like I'm in a trap, even though I'm not. But yeah, his album is definitely dope. So if you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend it for sure. Summertime, springtime is, well, technically we're in spring, so it don't feel like it here in New York though. But anyway, summertime is around the corner, so that's definitely going to be some dope music for people to turn up to, without a doubt. But other than that, we are going to move on to my last beat of this week, and I have to talk about Childish Gambino. So Childish Gambino, he was sued by an artist by the name of Kid West. So this Kid West guy claims that Childish Gambino ripped off his song when he made This Is America. So, you know, Childish Gambino, he had this, I think he released that in like 2018-ish. Yeah, I think like This Was America, like 2018, 2019-ish or whatever. So he released that record. It became a really big record. Everyone loved it. The music video was dope. Won a whole bunch of awards for it. I think he actually got a Grammy off of it, or more than one Grammy off of it. But I know it was a really, really big record. So here we are in 2021, and this Kid West guy is claiming that Childish Gambino ripped off his record. And just to read the facts, so his record is actually called Made in America. Childish Gambino is This Is America. But he said that he actually dropped the song in September 2016, and he registered it with the Copyright Office in 2017. And he said that he can scientifically prove that the song was stolen from him. Here's my thing. Childish Gambino done transformed back into Donald Glover. He's minding his business as he's shooting the new season of Atlanta. I'm pretty sure Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, he's in his Donald Glover mode right now. Don't give a fuck what you gotta say. I'm sorry. And granted, when I seen the story and then I was like, well, you know what? Let me see if I can hear the similarities. Granted, there's no similarities. I don't hear it. The music don't sound the same. Literally, I feel like the only thing that they have in common is that they have the word America in the title. Literally, that is it. That is the only similarity. And we got a song called America the Beautiful. So I don't know if he want to sit here and say that record was putting, or like someone like, long story short, he was reaching. But in my research mode, I'm like, well, let me look up this song to see if there's some similarities. He finessed every last one of us. He did this so people can look up his music and listen to his music so he could get them streams as we sit here and try to figure out if whether or not Childish Gambino ripped the song off. And he did not. In my mind, I don't think he did. So I'm gonna need y'all to stop with the cloud chasing. It's not worth it. It's a new year. Well, we already in a new year, but stop, sir. Stop. That's all I have to say about that situation. But other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay, guys, I want to thank you for tuning into this week's beats. And of course, I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share would greatly be appreciated. Now, y'all know I cannot end this video without giving y'all my song of the week. And for my song of the week, I have to take it back. So this week, May 5th to be exact, Chris Brown celebrated his 32nd birthday. And I am definitely a huge Chris Brown fan. So I felt like it was only right that I took it back to his debut album, which was self-titled. And one of my favorite songs from this album was actually Young Love. I can just sit here and think about listening to that album from start to finish. I know that album like the back of my hand first and foremost. Real Chris Brown fans know what it is. So one of my favorite songs from his debut album is actually Young Love. Unfortunately, I've never experienced Young Love, even at 27, but that's besides the case. That's definitely a classic in my book for sure. So my song of the week is going to be Chris Brown, Young Love. Happy birthday, CB. I love you. We all love you. And other than that, I'm going to check y'all next time. So, bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.